Searching my soul, looking for diamonds of gold. Thinking how far does it go? Can I buy love at a store? Really, how much are they running me for? They conning for more. Look, I can see the greed in their eyes now, trying to show the teeth when they lie, but I would never lie down. Enemies on the line now, gotta get the high ground. Take a step and get sniped down. Who's got the highest price? Who's got the ruby eye? You know everyone has a price. Who's got the sharpest knife? Picking at diamond mines, keep a short leash on them dogs. On my goonies, they never die. My Valentines follow the dollar signs, hard to not compromise. When you never had shit to begin with, picking up tricks in your interest. Rather get rich in the trenches. Man, I'm talking big business, where the morals are smaller than inches. Get hip to the system or sleep with the fishes. Outsmart the vindictive, don't become a whole lot of pirates. Looking for high risk, searching for idols. See through your iris. No fooling the giant, for the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough.
That's why you gotta look for yourself. Do not live your life on another man's word. Open up these books for yourself. You will get shook by the truth too. Start to see crooks by the buku. Connections unseen like the Bluetooth or the Wi-Fi. Found facts that I can't deny. I had to change my eye, which is a fancy way of saying nigga switch perspective. No auto-tune, found my pitch perfected. Figured why a nigga felt so disconnected. Introspective questions answered with deflections. In the mirror, no reflections. Was severely misdirected. And then that shit gets dismissed from recollection when I'm sky high. We can shoot the breeze, no drive-by. I be Drew Brees with the knowledge I've arrived by. Kobe said some shooter, keep it Raja. Bear with me, bear with me, grow with me, share with me.
A whole lot of pirates, looking for high risk. Searching for idols, see through your iris. No fooling the giant, for the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough.
Welcome to the program tonight. Yes. Prime Sports Media, baby. Prime Sports Media. Yeah.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up? It's Prime. It's Prime. It's Prime Sports Media back at you for another night show. I want to get into it because one of the themes of this video tonight is going to be the rebuilding, or what looks to be the rebuilding of CU's defensive line, meaning they're getting more bigger. They're getting more stronger. And Coach Prime told you out of his own mouth when he was on that game day program just a year ago that he's 8, 9, 10, maybe 9, 8 players away. But he also made a very good point that he needs to bring in some bigger boys. And what's happening if you're not watching, you're going to miss out. Their defensive line is getting bigger. It's getting stronger, which should pay some good dividends for Shedeur going into this season, given everything that he had to deal with last year. Shilo Sanders. I want to say, just to remind everybody listening, that there are 6 new transfer players on the defensive line from last year. There are 6 new defensive linemen that came by way of the transfer portal. I'm going to get into it. They got a young man out of Louisville, or the proper pronunciation is, what is it? There's people say Louisville or Louisville. And people that live in that part of Kentucky, they say Louisville. So this young man, Tawfiq Thomas, I don't know if I want to make sure I'm saying his name correct. It's spelled Tawfiq. Tawfiq Thomas is the latest in the players that have made their way to CU by way of the transfer portal. This young man is incredible. I'm going to get into this young man's story very, very soon. You see him up there. He played at Gaitherd High School, which is in Tampa, Florida. Okay, let's give it up for Tampa, Florida, or for Florida. And we're going to get into his story in just a moment. Right now, I need to bring something up. We're going to get into the young man, the defensive lineman that's coming over, that I think is going to give us more depth and more strength in the middle. One of the things that was hurting us last year are people were running right up the middle on our defense. They were carving us up. So you've got to get those you got to get the beef in there. You got to get, where is the beef? We didn't have that last year when you talk about where was the beef. But you hear that laugh? We got the last laugh, everybody, because the beef has been coming in. And I'm going to get into it about this young man, Thomas, who's come over from Louisville. Now, I need to ask you all out there to leave a comment on this video about this very subject that I'm going to bring up as just a side topic to what the main topic is tonight, and that's the issue around Shilo Sanders. I want to know what's going on. There's been all these rumors. You had the Toll report. The Toll reported that Sanders, or Shilo Sanders, would miss the next 6 months, essentially knocking him out for the over half of the 2024 season that they've got coming up in the Big 12. Colorado Buffalo's safety Shilo Sanders is expected to be out for the start of the season after surgery to repair damage in his shoulder, sources told the Buffs Beat on Wednesday that Tally wrote. Now, I know that there are people saying that this is a fake story, that it's not real, that Shilo is not going to be out for the majority of the season. You even had a doctor, some guy who's a sports doctor on Twitter or X, breaking down the type of injury that he had, if he has this injury. What is really going on? I almost thought, hey, let me make a video about this specifically, But then I'm hearing that, this may not be true. This may be some false information being put out there, because I don't think have any of you seen a video from Shilo Sanders? Have you seen a video where he's come out and said, yeah, y'all, I think I'm done for the season? Is it a hoax? Is it just some BS that someone put out there, or is this true? I want to know the facts. Let me ask the audience what you know. We got the goddess in here saying the media is trying to affect their draft opportunity. Right. Because remember, see, I'm glad you said that. Remember, ever since Shador came out and made those statements about Xavier Smith saying that, hey, I don't know the guy, he must be mid-level, and it's been a back and forth beef, you had people in the media saying, oh, we're not ranking him. We don't think he's going to be ranked as high for the draft because he made the statements about the other player. And it wasn't as if he came on social media and was cussing the guy out. So this might be media or the trolls out there, the haters that are making up stories. Where's this all coming from? Again, I'm going to ask you all in the chat room. Let me hear, before I get into the meat and sauce of the program tonight, let me get your thoughts. We got my man, Griffin, Notary Service, LLC. Brother, what's up? He says, messing with the draft stock. Thank you. So they're trying to mess up Shiloh's chances in the draft, because there's a lot of people that's jealous of the fact that both of these guys may potentially end up in the NFL. Well, we know Shador will. And so are people making up stuff to hurt their draft status? Why would you do something like that? We got my man Ed, who's coming in strong, who says, I don't want to see headaches gain revoked. Yeah, that's why I didn't make any video jumping. I didn't want to jump out the window and say, yeah, everybody, I kept getting mixed reviews about this whole situation. We got Chief Mafia in the house, says Shilo said it was fake. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Alicia has come in the house. She's saying, what's up to brother Ed Houston. We've got Ill Cat back in the house with us, always rocking with us tonight. Says that is complete rubbish. Media propaganda at its best. Tell the damn truth, my brother. See, thank you. That's why I said before I do this, I can't do that kind of video when I'm getting mixed thoughts. I'm getting people saying it's misinformation. And I said, when I come on tonight, let me ask the audience, because it's better to have more people that are seeing the BS that's going on. This is crazy. My man Griffin, Notary Services, LLC, says, doing a great, love your show. Hey, thank you. Thank you, brother. And everybody, just so you know, I'm gonna try to keep this program short tonight. I have a few things to do this evening, but I want to just get to the points, but I need to get your feedback. And I want to thank you, because there was so much stuff out there that was so like, wait a minute. And the thing that made it scary, everybody, is that they're reporting this on Colorado's web pages. Their own the Buffs beat. You got publications, or not publications, but you've got online media sources, which is why we can't always believe everything that you read on these online media sources that may not even check their sources. You know, that's basic journalism. You shouldn't put something out there if you have not fact-checked it, if you have not gotten at least 2 references that this is a fact. You know, you would think that they would do their due diligence and just go to Shilo himself before they put the story out. You would think they would contact Coach Prime, trying to get in contact with Shilo and say, is this true? Because we don't want to put a story out here and have people confused, especially the content creators confused, national media confused about what's going on. We got Straight Shot Transport, says slap, got some damn shot, got stick now. So I'm gonna move off of this subject matter, but let me look at now. This is another thing. Let me show y'all something. It was a hoax. That's right, Griffin Notary Services. It was a hoax, my brother. Let me show y'all something. So there are even people who put out on Twitter or X that he had a wrap on his arm when he was getting ready for the game last week. Let me just let y'all see this and get your opinion, because people put out so much stuff and it confuses people. Now, does Shilo look like, no. Does Shilo look like he's got something seriously wrong with him? Why would he be moving like this, warming up for the spring game just last week? Check this out. Okay.
Breeze, no drive-by. I be Drew Brees with the knowledge I've arrived by. Kobe system shooter, keep it Raja. Bear with me, grow with me, share with me.
A whole lot of pirates looking for high risk, searching
Now,
for idols, CPO iris.
Somebody kept saying that he has some type of wrap around his arm. I see gloves on the man. Let's play this again. Where's the wrap at? Okay. He's wearing gloves. For crying out. You had people putting out, man,
Whole lot of pirates.
this is crazy.
Whole lot of,
Ladies and gentlemen,
whole lot of pirates looking for high risk, searching for idols.
right, searching for high risk. People making high risk statements that don't even make sense. I could have swore I read a memes on Twitter. I call it Twitter, y'all. I can't get with the X. It doesn't sound right. But there was somebody that put out a memes on Twitter saying that it looked like Shilo had some type of wrap on his arm. And I'm trying to figure out, well, what wrap did he have? I see a man with white gloves. You know? I'm gonna let y'all see this one more time. Boom. And let me just do this right quick. The man's wearing gloves, right? Boom! I got it at the right. Those are gloves. People making up stories and talking about he got a special wrap around his arm. You see the propaganda that's put out there in social media, that's even can be put out there by so-called internet publications that are saying things without just going and doing their homework. This is, you got to laugh to keep from crying. Oh, Lord.
Oh, my
God. It's crazy, folks. So we got to get rid of the rumors, the nonsense that's put out there. And you know what? The best people to put the nonsense away are you out there. Those of you who support this channel and support many other content creators, you guys are the ones that give us the information that's necessary and say, hey, this is bullshit. We got Ben Zero said he's wearing a labyrinth strap. He said he hurt his shoulder, but it's been blown out of proportion. Shilo said fake news. He's been healed. So, okay, so he wears a strap just for support. I get it. And he said that he did hurt. Yeah, you know what? What am I thinking? He did hurt his shoulder. Hell, he hurt his shoulder when he was at Jackson State. So he's still rehabilitating everything. Yeah, this is crazy. Let's get to the meat and sauce of the program. And we're going to talk about Tawfik Thomas, everybody. Tawfik Thomas, the young defensive lineman coming over from Louisville. This whole thing is crazy. But let me see who we got in the chat room. We got some good folks coming through. We got ICH Incorporated says he actually does have a muscle resistance band on his left by the biceps. He probably has a torn bicep. Good point. But I'm going to say this. Good point you're bringing up. I'm going to say this. He hasn't come out and said, everybody, I'm done for 6 months. Now, I think people are thinking that he's done for 6 months because of whatever issues going on. But let's just do this. Hopefully, at some point, Coach Prime will have a press conference. Shilo will have a press conference, and he will just come out and dispel all of this stuff. But people in the chat room here tonight said that he's already come out and said that he's not out for the season. And that's all we need to know. So thank you, everybody. Let me see right here. See who we have in here. We got Malcolm Murray who's come in. And Malcolm Murray says, how you don't see it bruised. He says, how you don't see it, bro. How do I, are you asking me, Malcolm Murray? Are you asking somebody in the chat room? And let me see what he's saying, right? He says, look at the bicep. We clearly can see it. The bicep. All right. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Right here. Right. He's got a little, there it is. He's got a little brace. But the point is that they were saying that he's out for the season, like 6 months. And people are saying that he said that he's not out. Let me just do this right here. Okay, there it is. It's the left. It's on the left arm, the upper bicep, like you guys said, right there. Thank you. I was focusing on the hands because I could have swore somebody made mention about something on his hands. But right there, that's the little brace or whatever that's on the bicep area. So that's the area that he's had some issues with. Let's see what happens until he comes out or Coach Prime comes out and says he's done for the season or he's going to be out for a considerably amount of the season. I'm going to wait for that before I do any type of specific video pertaining to this. So everybody, thank you for playing your part in the chat room and adding to this whole situation. We got Benzo who says this. He's never said 6 months nor bicep. If you follow all the well-off media, Shilo said he hurt his shoulder and tore the bicep. You can, this is what I'm saying to you. I'm not saying that he did. I'm not saying what he did exactly. I'm just saying that there were reports that were put out there, and it looks like those reports are false. And everybody said that Shilo has said that those are false reports. Whatever injury he's had to himself, it's not an injury in which, well, I don't want to speak on it. I want to wait for Coach Prime and Shilo to clarify this more deeper, because the media is going to ask them these questions when they have their next press conference. So I'm going to wait for them to clarify this a little bit more deeper, everybody. But I appreciate you coming over. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of the program tonight. I want to talk about this young man right here. This young man right here, Brother Thomas, Tawfiq Thomas, out of Louisville, who's coming over to see you, everybody. As you've already heard, he's a defensive lineman. The young man is blessed with some skills that we're going to be the benefactors of, ladies and gentlemen, at CU. And I want to just, I want to read just a couple of things to you about this young man. He decided to make his mark and come on over into the transfer portal. And like I said earlier, as I opened up in this show, there are 6 new defensive linemen by way of the transfer portal that have been added to this roster. So this roster this year is completely different. This young man that you see right here, and here he is in one of the I got some video on him. He's powerful. And some of the all-star high school recruit, where they rank the high school recruits. This young man, when he was at Louisville, he played in 10 games during his true freshman season. He's credited with 8 tackles recorded, 1 tackle in a win against North Carolina State, had 1 tackle against Clemson, which is why you see him right here, because he had a great game. He was excited. So he had a solo tackle against Boston College. He recorded 1 tackle versus Florida State. Okay, he recorded 1 tackle in a win against JMU. He had a tackle and a win against Pitt. And this is some of his accolades coming out of high school. And I want to show you this right here. This is his high school. Remember, I said that he played at Gaither High School in Tampa, Florida. Okay, now he had offers, ladies and gentlemen. He had college offers from Kansas, Arkansas, Iowa State. He got an offer from Miami, Michigan. So this young man was definitely sought after by some pretty top schools. He was a two-time all-conference in high school where he recorded 200 career tackles. Okay? Now check this out. He committed to Louisville originally in November 13th, 2021. He ranked as a third or a three-star prospect by 24/7 Sports. He's rated as the number 161 defensive lineman and number 156 in the state of Florida. He's ranked as the number 58 ranked recruit in the talent-rich state of Florida. According to Rivals, while the 24/7 Sports placed him as the number 1,094 prospect in the nation, he was named team captain his senior year, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here he is at one of the camps. I want to give you some of his history because this is what he's bringing to CU. He was named captain in his senior year in high school. He was two-time all-conference in high school. He was a three-star prospect out of Gaither High School in Tampa, Florida. He was offered, as I said before, some really good scholarship offers during his 2 seasons with Louisville. And here is a picture with him with Louisville right here. Let me put this up for you to see. A picture in his uniform right here, everybody. And I appreciate you all being here live on this show tonight. During his 2 seasons with Louisville, the 6'4", 300-pound, he played in 22 games, recorded 12 tackles, and he had 207 defensive snaps. So he had 207 defensive snaps in the time that he was there for 2 years. What we have is a man that comes to us on the defensive line, primarily with 2 years of eligibility that he brings to CU. So he's a big kid. He's got some power. I've got some videos, some clips to show you his power, how he moves and operates. I'm going to ask you all I'm going to see what your thoughts are in the chat room once I get past this part of the presentation. So let me do this right here. I want to show you a few things. I want to put this on the screen again just to emphasize this. He's 6'4", 305 pounds. Last year, we didn't have big guys on that defensive line. And so when this young man came in, they're already saying that it appears or it looks to be that CU's defensive line has gotten bigger because he's getting bigger, stronger, young players in. Coach Prime told us that this is what he was going to do. He told us that this was the plan. He put this up here. This was the plan all along to get the big boys in here. And how do you all feel about that? Once again, 6'4", 305 pounds, out of Tampa native. He's a Tampa native. He played in 22 games the past 2 seasons with Louisville. He recorded 12 total tackles. I said that before, but check this out. Colorado has assembled a 37-man transfer class that ranks as the number 6 class in the country right now.
Tell the truth.
Right now, they have the 6th-rated transfer class right now, and the defensive line is getting bigger. This young man has committed to CU. I'm looking forward to what he's going to bring down the middle. I mean, if they're going to play a 4-2, check this out. I always show this to you guys. Check this out. Let me show this again to you. Robert Livingston, the defensive coordinator, wants to play a 4-2-5 package. I believe on occasion, however they're going to run it, they're going to run a 4-2-5 package. I've talked about that before on this channel. And check this out. In this kind of formation, you might want a nose guard, or you might want a big tackle who can play in that gap. This young man with 2 years of eligibility, you know that they could probably put him in on certain packages. They could put him in run-stopping situations where you got to stop the run because that's what was hurting CU last year, people running up the middle. So when you look at the 4-2-5 defense, you got the free safety, the strong safety, the cornerback, the Mike linebacker. You got a strong safety who drops into the box for more support, a nickel cornerback, the two main cornerbacks on the outside, a defensive end, a defensive tackle, another defensive end, and then you got the nose guard, or what we call, the nose guard, okay? That young man could slide right in there, right? And then, of course, you got this formation of what a 4-2-5 defense looks like, the one that can defend the run. You would have two defensive tackles right in there. So he would fit into that scheme that that Robert, I damn near got Sean Lewis on the mind. And he's gone. He's at San Diego. And Jim Kelly is out of here too. And actually I'm actually as quiet as it's kept. I'm actually glad that they're gone, y'all. Okay, tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
But Robert Livingston is going to do something very unique with the defense this year. And so this young man will fit the mold. Look at him here in this was at the Rivals camp where you take all the best high school talent in the country and you put them against each other. Here he is again right here doing his thing. Here he is right here doing his thing, battling. Here's a picture of him in high school right there. He's right there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you what he's all about. Let's look at some video. Let me see how the chat room is doing. I hope everybody's doing fine. I thank you for being here, all 212 of you here tonight. We got Silver Addicted says, Colorado has a rule, BOW, bring your, let me put this up on the screen. Silver Addicted says, Colorado has a rule, bring up your own weed. Oh, come on, stop it. Come on, man. Stop it. Oh, what's going on, Diane Brown? Thank you for coming over, sister. She says, this is going to be a great season. Yeah, this is my thing. Last night, if you have not seen the video that I did last night about R.J. Johnson, please watch that video and share that video too. R.J. Johnson is the one that I talked about last night's video, yesterday's video. That young man can play wide receiver, safety, cornerback. He's speedy. He's athletic. He's skillful. I kept telling everybody last night, he got a little bit of Travis Hunter in him because they can use him like a Swiss Army knife. That's what we were saying last night. That young man on the other video that I did about R.J. Johnson, who has just committed. He's a young man who's coming over from Arkansas. He's got 4 years of eligibility because they gave him a redshirt year there. So he's coming over with still 4 more years to develop. And you got Shilo that's going to be not with us next year. Craig maybe is probably going to be gone. So you're going to have to fill the void. And this is a young man that's versatile. He's versatile. So I think that we need to not set up here, listen to the haters telling us, oh, it's going to be this, it's going to be this. No, we may get a surprise this year. You know why I think we're going to get a surprise? Because Shilo Sanders, I'm going to say it again. Shilo Sanders finally has an offensive line that's worth a damn.
Tell the truth.
And be on the lookout for a video that I'm going to do breaking down transfer portal versus recruiting kids out of high school and what are the benefits and pros and cons of it. That will be a short video that I'll be doing as an upload. But he has, remember, Shador threw for 500 yards against TCU in some change because the offensive line actually gave him time. This offensive line gives him time. He's going to be able to carve up some of these teams that a lot of you are going to, a lot of our haters out there are going to say, oh, they're going to lose. No, you give this man time. Coach Primus says if you give this man time, you keep him clean, you give him time to process the feel, and then he's got which they're already saying may be one of the top, could be one of the top receiving cores in the country with Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn Jr., okay? Amarion Miller, Will Shepard, Webster. You give them time, those guys can operate. You give them time to get the ball to those guys, it's going to be lights over. And I think that the offensive line is the heart of a football team. Boom, boom, boom. It's the heart of a football team.
Tell the truth.
And if the offensive line is worth a damn and it's been improved, and you're getting big boys on the defensive line to stop the people from running on you, that defensive line being improved is going to help the secondary to do what they need to do, because if the defensive line is getting pressure on the quarterback or stopping the run, it's going to allow the secondary, the safeties and cornerbacks to eat.
Tell the truth.
If the offensive line gives Shador time, they won't be playing behind the chain so far anymore. And I think the running game will be improved this year because you've got some guys there's some beef on that offensive line that can move somebody around. They can move somebody around, y'all. And then you bring this young man in, this young man Thomas, Tawfiq Thomas in, and let you see what he can do, how he can move somebody around. Check it out. Check it out.
There you go. Hustle. There you go. Hustle. There you go.
But you see how he trucked him? But you see how he trucked that? Y'all got to see it again and again. Thank you for watching Prime Sports Media tonight. Look at that. Look at what he's doing. Let's watch it again. This is what we need on the defensive line, a man, okay? Look at that. Just knock him down like that. Yes. That's what he brings. We need somebody like that who's hungry, who's demonstrative, who's ready to knock the offensive lineman of the opposing team on their ass.
Tell the truth.
We need some, oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's definitely what we need. Knock him. Knock him. That's definitely what we need, everybody. Would you agree or disagree with me on that? I wanted to show you those videos because I think it's very impressive that we're getting, so we didn't see any of this last year. Now, you may say, oh, that's not in the real game. That's at some camp. He was at a camp where he was going up against some of the best prospects in college football. So he was going up against the best of the best of high school players, players who have potential to be stars and be key contributors at the college level. And he held his own. Oh, there's other video out there of him. I just got to give you a little taste of it. So, because we didn't have anybody on the defensive line last year that was knocking the offensive lineman into the next day. And for a big man, you notice he can move. He can move. Let me get your thoughts in the chat room before I go to the next surprise that I want to bring up tonight. And we got Ill Cat Entertainment says, Ed, this is going to be a wonderful. Look, because you know the haters are going to say, oh, you guys are, I really believe that they're going to be a better team than they were, obviously, than last year. Of course, they don't. Most of those guys that they had on last year's team, I talked about this last night, 71% of them, 71 of them are gone. They left for whatever their reasons are. And you got a whole new crew of more experienced college players who are bigger and stronger. And the fact of the matter, to be able to really compete in college football these days, you've got to have better players. You have to have better and stronger players and bigger players and faster players and guys that can take the craft serious and get into their playbooks, analyze their playbooks. And then you've got to have defensive coordinators like a Robert Livingston, who has professional football experience, where he was coaching with Cincinnati as a defensive backs coach, or he worked with the safeties, sent guys to Pro Bowls. Then you bring over a Warren Sapp who can impart lots of wisdom on the defensive line. How can they not be improved this year when you bring in Warren Sapp, who's going to be able to give these kids a lot of the secrets? Peggy Roster, good to have you here. Ed, good to have you. MC Ill Cat Entertainment says, with training from SAP, that kid's going to be a beast. Probably finish as one of the top in the country if he wants it. Yeah, if he wants it, if he works hard, we're going to see. I just think that what I'm feeling right now is that a lot of people are trying to hate on CU. They're trying to use last year to put them down. They're using last year to try to doubt Coach Prime. They're using the transfer portal because there's some guys that left the team to try to say, oh, see, it's a disaster at CU. But yet they're not talking about all the other teams in college football that's losing players. And I'm going to say what I said last night. Remember last night when you guys were over here, the only reason why, and most people ain't going to tell you this, the only reason why the players that came in from 2023 class that had eligibility left were able to leave is because the NCAA relaxed their rule. They were going to put a pause on people being able to do what they call multi-transfers, meaning if you just transfer to that school from another school, then you can't do another transfer the year after that fast. They were going to put a pause on that so that none of these kids could just drop into the transfer portal and just leave after transferring to a school the following year. So what happened is when they relaxed this rule, because you've got lawsuits going on across the country where parents and lawyers are saying you shouldn't be able to put restrictions on these kids as to where they want to go, when they want to go, right? And within the policies of the portal opening, right? And so, because of that, if they had not relaxed that rule, do you know that most of the guys that were on this team would have had to stay at CU? They wouldn't have been able to leave even if they wanted to. And that would have changed the whole dynamics. Because any players coming into CU that had already transferred to the institution that they're coming from, they would not be able to come over and join CU as well. That was the NCAA had just changed the rules. A lot of people haven't talked about that. I talked about that on yesterday's video. I'm bringing it up again tonight, giving you some meat and sauce to go with it.
Tell the truth.
Benzo says, I believe Shilo Sanders will rise to the occasion given that every other fan hates on CU. That ain't CU's fans. I believe the hatred is out there. Let me see what my man Ed Houston is saying. He says number 2 is going to throw 300 to 400 yards a game easy. He will have did it last year, but the O-line, he would have done it last year more consistently if the O-line was, I got to be honest, was worth a damn.
Oh my God.
And I agree with you. Oh, we got Alicia in the house saying, it's always good. That's what I mainly eat is seafood. Yeah, seafood. Okay, they having a nice conversation there. Seafood is, get the best seafood that you can. Red snapper. Okay. Ill Cat Entertainment says, man, my low is 10 games for CU. My high is Big 12 championship. Okay. All right. Now, let me go into the other part of my presentation tonight. Once again, this young man, Tawfiq Thomas, Tawfiq, Tawfiq, Tawfiq Thomas is the young man that's coming over now. And I'm loving it. Everything is looking good to me for CU. No doubt in my mind. So he's coming over. Now, let's talk about another young man. I'm going to talk about this young man just briefly. He's an offensive lineman who's just committed. He's from Michigan State. You all are probably familiar with Ethan Boyles. He's coming over from Michigan State. Let me put him up here right next to me to the left. And this is another young man who has some skills. Check this out. Ethan Boyd was touted to be the heir apparent. He was a backup tackle. And he was rated to be the heir apparent starter for Michigan. So that's why I'm interested. It's interesting that he's leaving Michigan when he was projected to be a starting player for them. Let me put him up here right here as you see him right there, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Tell the truth. So here he is. He's a pretty big, he's a strong kid. He's 6 foot. Check this out. This guy is 6 foot. Let me show you another picture. This is amazing. Check this out, everybody. This guy is 6 foot. This young man is 6'7", 325 pounds. Ethan Boyd, he spent 2 seasons as a backup and was primed to start for Michigan State. Football Focus has him ranked as this. This is his rankings. Pro Football Focus gave Ethan an overall rating of 60.5, a run blocking for his run blocking ability. They graded him at 67.7 for his run blocking ability. For his pass blocking grade, they gave him a 43.3. That was after his 2023 campaign. So overall, they rank him at 60.5 in their scale, run blocking grade of a 67.7. So this is Pro Football Focus. So that means that the NFL scouts have been watching Ethan Boyd, y'all. And it looks like he has made the commitment to Coach Prime and CU. Let's give another clap. But this is what we didn't have on the offensive line. This guy has experience, but his size at 6'7", 325 pounds. He's definitely an upgrade on the offensive line. Well, however they're going to get him in there. And you want your tackles to have long arms. This kid, I hope whatever made them feel that he was going to be a potential starter at Michigan State. I hope whatever that is, he brings that. How can I say, everybody? I hope he brings that magic to CU. Okay? Bring that magic, man. Bring that magic. Bring that magic to CU. Bring it to CU. Because, damn it, we could have used this man last year. Would y'all all agree? We could have used this man last year. With all that magic we could have gotten from the man. That size, that strength. Potentially. Could have done a great job for us, potentially.
Tell the truth.
But he's going to do it for us, hopefully this year. I don't know how, Coach Prime, everybody, let me say this. Coach Prime has picked up a lot of what we call offensive linemen, right? This year. I wonder how he's going to get these guys playing, how they all going to fit in. What's going to happen? Is he going to redshirt some people? I'm interested to see who is going to be the final starters, because he's got another young man, the young man that he got from Texas, Peyton, who came over, who's a big kid. So I'm interested to see how he's going to blend these guys in, because you got to figure out who's your left tackle, who's your right. We know Jordan Seaton is penciled in. But when this young man gets there and they have fall camp, a lot of things can happen. You can have injuries. You can have guys that a guy comes in and he's shining louder than the other guy. So I'm very interested to see how this is all going to play out, especially in their fall camp, y'all. So before I get ready to end the program, let me go back into the chat room and get your thoughts. I'm going to read through your thoughts before we end the program tonight. Ill Cat Entertainment says that Def is crazy right now. They ain't talking about that. Right. Well, you notice none of the haters, as much as the haters keep talking about the players that are leaving, you'll notice, let me put my megaphone on, because this is very special. You notice, everybody, that as the haters keep talking about how CU is losing players to the transfer portal, and as I told you before, they're only losing them because the NCAA changed the rules and softened everything up to allow them to leave, when in fact they were going to freeze multi-transfers players. So you notice the haters out there, the analysts out there, you notice they're not talking about the offensive line. They're not talking about how, last year, Shedeur didn't have a great offensive line that was giving him great support, right? Shedeur was sort of having to deal with the BS, right? And Shedeur had to endure this, in which we watched him last year take so many hits that he had to walk off the field with a towel on his head. So frustrating for him, right? But all the bullshit from the media, they have not given Coach Prime or the coaches there, or the program, credit for the fact that they have brought in some offensive linemen, and they have revamped the offensive line to be more competitive in this upcoming season. And you notice none of the haters want to deal with that fact. None of the haters want to deal with the fact that the receiving core is going to be off the chain. The fact that the defensive line has got more beef. Where's the beef? They got the beef now. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
They're not talking about that, ladies and gentlemen. Huh? They're not telling you that we got the beef coming, like this man right here, Jordan Seaton, ranked the #1 offensive lineman or offensive tackle in the country, and also ranked one of the top recruits coming out of this this recruitment year. Okay, so Shedeur, and once again, Coach Prime remains the portal king. Okay, he remains the portal king, y'all. Let's give him a clap. And so they won't touch on that situation They won't touch on that, ladies and gentlemen, because they don't want to give any credit where credit should be due. Now, of course, football is not played on paper. It's played on the field. But I feel very confident that we're going to see some things this year that's going to be fantastic. Potentially. Let me go back into the chat room. Can you all hear me as well? Can you all hear me? All right.
Tell the truth.
All right. You can all hear me? Let me check something real quick. Make sure everything is going fine with the microphone and everything is fine All right, let's go back in the chat room and get your thoughts again. Okay, here we go. We've got Dove Will. Dove Will says, okay, he's laughing at him. And Alicia is saying, yes, I can hear you. Thank you, Alicia. Very nice avatar. I like your avatar, as always. Thank you again. William says, oops, wrong channel. See, isn't it funny how the haters... wrong channel. Very funny. This man wants to come in the chat room and talk about last year when we're on to this year. Come on now. Use some common sense, man. We're talking about this year. Okay, Ill Cat Entertainment says that deaf is crazy right now. They ain't talking about yet. Once again, that was the original statement that you made, and I wanted to read that again. Let me see. Ill Cat Entertainment says we got enough beef to play bully ball, especially with our two running backs we got coming in. Right. And check this out. CU didn't have this last year. Why you think the Oregon Ducks is the only team that really blew them off the map, right? And that's mainly because CU didn't have the big boys. They didn't have the big beef up front. They didn't have a decent offensive line that could give Shedeur the time that was necessary, okay? So let's just keep that in mind. And last time I want to say this. You know, now for the guy who comes in talking about the Ducks, let me say something to you. Let me tell you something that's kind of funny, everybody, about this guy coming in here pushing the Oregon Ducks. Okay, CU hasn't won and been in a national championship in a long time, right? And they haven't won a national championship in God knows when. And they've been in the dungeons for a very, very long time, and Coach Prime and these players are trying to bring them back to glory, right? Now, the Oregon Ducks have been a really good team. They've gone to Pac-12 championships and stuff like that. They've been a really good team. The last time I checked, the Oregon Ducks have never won a national championship, as good as they've been over the years. But the one thing that we can say about the Colorado Buffaloes is that in their history, they have won a national championship. Matter of fact, they won a national championship in the 90s when they were a very dominant team. So even though they haven't won a championship or a national championship in a very long time, they got a hardware that the Oregon Ducks have been trying to get every year and still haven't gotten. Matter of fact, I think the Oregon Ducks were in a national championship one year and they lost that national championship. As good as Oregon was last year, you still didn't win a national championship. So Oregon, as good as they are with the flashy uniforms and the nice stadium, you're still trying to get something that CU has got in their history, which is a national championship, and you have 0 national championships currently and in your overall history. Thank you, everybody. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
All right. I just wanted to clarify that to the haters and to the one hater in the chat room pushing the Ducks. All right. Let's get back in there. I had to do some handiwork on that person, and I think I did some handiwork on them. Let's see who we have here. Oh, how you doing, Sister Thomas? She says, Coach Prime haters always find themselves on Coach Prime's social media pages and everywhere else that has to do with Coach Prime. Right, they're obsessed with him. They can't leave him alone because maybe they don't have a life system. Maybe they're just maybe these are people that they hide behind their keyboards and they don't have a life. I don't know. But you notice something? When CU wins game, I'm telling you, when they win games next year, the haters will never come into my chat room or any content creator's chat room and say anything. They only come over when there's a loss. See, that's how they work. They're like cat and mice. Right? They're like a cat and mice situation. Let's go back. We got R.A. Will says Oregon will be truly tested this year in the Big 12, 7-5 season. Hell, you know what? Yes, they are. The Big 12 is, look, there's some good teams in the Big 12. But I still don't think that the schedule that they have for the Big 12 for CU is as grueling as the schedule that they had last year in the Pac-12. That's just my opinion. Everybody, you can agree or disagree. Everybody has the right to their opinion. Let me see, almost 100. Yeah, everybody, if you could hit the likes, share this video on your social media, your Facebook, your Twitter, whatever social media pages you like to use with your friends, family. Tell people about the channel. And let me make an announcement. Me and Big Dog Chico, we had a conversation on Instagram today. We're planning to do like a bi-weekly show, some type of show where we're both gonna stream to both our channels, and we're gonna talk football and all those good things. So that's coming up. I will be in contact with Life and Football. That brother, I love that brother. Bless him. We'll be in contact with him because I want to bring him onto my platform and interview him. Big Dog Chico, I'm going to bring him on my platform and talk to him, talk football with him. And we're going to multi-broadcast it to our channels. So this is going to be fantastic. So be on the lookout for a lot of great content coming your way on this channel and many other channels on these YouTube streets around the issues that we're talking about tonight. Let me see who else I've got here. Let me see before I end things. It's going to be cool. Me and him finally made contact, and he does great things on his channel. He interviews people. He's interviewed players. He brings guys on the team. He's from the team on his channel, and he interviews them, does great work. Days Buff Talk, he does great work as well. Me and him have done some collaborations together, so you're gonna see him. We're gonna do some great stuff. And thank you, D-Dub Gaming Plus, for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. Let me give you this clap.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you. Let me bring your name up on the screen because I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate that. You've been following my channel for quite some time as well. And he says here, $10 from D-Dub Gaming Plus. Finally here, my contribution to the channel. My brother, thank you. And matter of fact, I need to subscribe to your channel. And that's what I need to do. So I'll be on the lookout for me to subscribe to your channel, your gaming channel, brother. I definitely would like to do that. Thank you for that super chat again.
Thank you for the super chat.
And let me take that off of there. Let me put this right here. And let me see what I can do right here. Let me see if I can click on your, let me see. Give me 1 minute. I want to click on his, I appreciate everybody being here. Let's play a little music for you while I'm going to click on his, there we go. I'm going to subscribe to your channel, brother. And I appreciate that. Let me go back into the chat room and see what other people are talking about. We got DS in the house. What is DS talking about tonight? Coach Prime put himself on social media. It's only natural that people will comment. Let me turn this down. So let me subscribe to my man's gaming channel. There we go. All right. I'm a part of your gaming channel, D Dubs Gaming Plus. Check him out, everybody. Fantastic, brother. So let's get into this right now before I end the podcast tonight. Coach Prime put himself on social media. Yeah, I'm on social media. Yeah, he's on social media. It's only natural that people will comment. That's not because of some type of obsession. Well, this is the thing. He's got celebrity status. He's a high profile figure. He does speak his mind. He can be boastful and speak how he feels, and he has every right to do so. But this is the difference, DS. There's one thing to have your criticism for Coach Prime as it relates to football, but it's another to make personal comments where you're making statements that are not based in facts, right? So like you have people out there that are looking for him to fail. And every time they think they got him where they feel he's going to fail, then they want to like punch down on him. There are people that are purposely saying negative things because they want him to fail. They don't want this team to be successful. And if you don't want Coach Prime to be successful and Colorado to be successful, guess what that says? You don't want those young men to be successful that he's coaching. You want those young men to be not successful. And the question is, why would we want young men not to be successful? By punching down on the coach and punching down on the players and the program, by getting all giddy and laughing because they lost some games last year. The people that are, he put himself on social media, but the fact is you got people taking it way too damn far with their criticisms that sometimes are not even based on football. It's based on, I just don't like him. Or you just got people that want to see him fail because he's a very boastful and very confident man. You know who went through this same situation? We fail to forget this. Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was the greatest boxer that ever lived. And he could speak that poetry, right? Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. And he would rumble, 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 young man. He would speak that poetry. He would tell America, I ain't going to Vietnam War. He would tell you what was on his mind. And guess what? A lot of people were hating on Muhammad Ali. And when he would have a boxing match, they were hoping for him to lose because they had a personal issue with him. They didn't look at the fact that he was a great boxer, poetry in motion, a tacticianer of his craft. They didn't appreciate that. They just didn't like a black man speaking his mind and being confident about it. Same thing with Coach Prime. He's confident, he speaks his mind, and you got people that feel that, I got to keep it real. In some ways, Coach Prime needs to be quiet. Shut up. We don't want to hear from you because really we hate you and we want to see you lose. These haters, people, everybody in the chat room, everyone following right now, and I appreciate all of you. A lot of these haters didn't like Deion when he was a player in the NFL. They were hating on him when he was with the Falcons. They was hating with him when he left the Falcons and went to the 49ers. And won a Super Bowl. They was hating with him when he went to the Dallas Cowboys. These are people that were been hating Coach Prime and disliking Coach Prime prior to him probably even getting at CU. They don't want to see a man come up, right? Like when he was at Jackson State, because nobody cared about HBCU football, where was all these haters then when he was having that success? No, they wait until he goes to Power 5 football to have a whole bunch to say. But you didn't have nothing to say about him when he was winning at Jackson State, winning championships, turning the program around down there, fixing the stadium up, getting new practice facilities, new locker rooms. Y'all had nothing to say. But you got so much to say about him now because he's in a more challenging situation where he has to rebuild a program and compete with teams at the Power 5 level. Now, all of a sudden, you guys have so much to say. And most of these people who have so much to say about Coach Prime, I can bet you my bottom dollar that they haven't even played organized sports. They never played football in their life or basketball, didn't play on the high school team or even the junior high school team, didn't play college ball, didn't even play what we call rec ball. I bet you any kind of money that they haven't even played rec football at all. Let me see what y'all say. I'm about to end this podcast very soon. I know I was that was my soapbox, everybody. I'm allowed to have one at least every now and then. Let's see. Benzo said Colorado Prime is bringing a dead program back. Now I got to put this on the screen. Benzo says it's Colorado Prime is bringing a dead program back to light. It's out of fear, featuring them attracting every top recruit. Right. And you know, there's something going on. Look. I didn't want to bring this up, but I'm going to bring it up. Kamani McLean's mother, when you look at her Twitter, she said, of course, that you should be somewhere where you're appreciated, but she also said that she wanted to thank everybody at Colorado and how they've treated her and her family. But then there's a rumor out there. I don't know how true this is. See, there was stuff put out there in the social media or put out there that, the mother is saying that Coach Prime is a liar and lying about this and that. And I'm thinking, like, where the hell is this coming from? When you look at her Twitter, she had something good to say about CU, even though she said her son needs to be in a place where he's loved where he's appreciated. It's just like the Shilo Sanders story. I don't know what's true, what's fiction. I don't know, y'all. All I know is it's crazy. Ed in Houston says they never got picked to participate with the marble team at recess. Right. Right. Yeah, can I get an amen, everybody? Oh my God. Yeah, you know, the bottom line is, I bet you any kind of money, the people that are hating on them the most are people who have no athletic ability. They probably can't dribble a basketball, can't even throw a football, and never had a uniform on other than the uniform that their mother gave them when they put on a costume for Halloween. Never had a basketball uniform on, never wore a football uniform, a soccer uniform, never even wore a jock strap. Don't even know what it feels like to have a drop strap on. And these people that hate, they come over only when things are not going well, and then they come over and spread their poison. And then when things are going well, you don't see them. They're like vampires. They want to suck your blood when you're down. Prime is trying to be a collegiate coach, but in reality, Prime Time himself is bigger than college football. Very interesting there. Let's see. Ill Cat Entertainment says, I'm going to go as far to say we may have the number one offense in the country if the offensive line holds up. Well, that offensive line is the key to all of it, Ill Cat Entertainment. That's the key to everything. If that offensive line doesn't give them give Shador the time he needs, and compare to last year, there's going to be problems because offensive lines are the heartbeat of a football team. Between the offensive line and the defensive line, that's the heartbeat of a football team. Usually when you build a football team, you build from the inside out. You want to build in the trenches first. You want to get the offensive lineman first. You want to get the beef. Then you want to build the defensive line. You get the offensive line, you get your quarterback, you build the defensive line, and you get your secondary together. I think a football team personally is better when they're built from inside the trenches, because that's where the game is played physically. Because without the offensive line, dominating the scrimmage, you ain't getting your running game ain't gonna work. Even if the running back is a good running back, you still have to have a offensive line that can open up holes. And if they can't do that, even your best back is not going to be successful in some cases, unless you're Barry Sanders or something.
Tell the truth.
So that's why I think too that they're going to be better off this year and more successful than they were last year, because it looks to me that the offensive line is much improved, and they got size and strength and guys that are hungry. Let me see who else said something in here. Let's go over to my man, Grant. He says, a lot of people don't like the old school rules, but it works. Hard work always wins in the end. Thank you, brother. Hey, thank you. Cartel, thank you, brother, for that statement. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. If not, no, not doing it on purpose, but thank you for that statement that you just left in the chat room. I totally agree. Those linemen are the key to winning a winning team. Thank you again. Alicia is in the house doing her thing. We got Slap Happy in the house. What's going on, Slap Happy? Ed Houston, Deion is not Jesus. Now, Slap Happy. Nobody is saying that Deion Sanders is Jesus Christ. So let's stop it now. Nobody's saying that he's Jesus Christ with cleats on. Nobody's saying that. What we're saying is we believe that they are a much improved team. See, this is the thing, Slap Happy. Why can't you be honest? Why can't you admit that the offensive line is being improved before our very eyes? Why can't you admit that they've got various additions to this team that is going to make them a much better team this year than they were last year? See, why can't we focus on football and not the emotions of it all? Because nobody is calling Coach Prime Jesus. Come on now. Nobody's calling him Jesus. Come on now.
My God.
Oh my God. Yes. We're simply saying that we're seeing with the guys that they got they're coming in. There's some improvement coming in. There's some bigger size players. There's some stronger players, some faster players. We're seeing something that may be better. You can't tell me that Robert Livingston is a better change for our defense than what we had under Kelly. You can't tell me that Pat Shurmur offense is not going to be better with his pro experience and his pro head coaching experience, that Shador and the offense and the receivers and the running back are not going to be better served under, let me just say it right here, under this man right here, Pat Shurmur. Come on now. Come on now.
Tell the truth.
Come on now. Don't tell me that they won't be better served with a man who has pro coaching experience as a head coach in the NFL, as well as a position coach, assistant coach, and Robert Livingston, the same, with his pro background and a background of improving players in the secondary and making them Pro Bowl players when he was with Cincinnati. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, my God. You can't tell me that they're not improved. With just those coaches alone operating. And then let me not forget my man with the reward-winning smile, my man Sapp. Come on now. And I feel, and ladies and gentlemen, I hope there's a chance that we could still get Derek Harmon from Michigan State. We could probably still get him. We got this young man who's going to add depth to our team, R.J. Johnson. I talked about him earlier. We got the Hood brothers who are going to add much needed depth. One Hood brother, Carlton Hood, was going to add depth to our secondary. His brother, Brandon Hood, looks like The man is faster. I heard someone tell me this. He looks faster than Dylan Edwards. We got our man right here, the one and only Travis Hunter. So what are we really talking about, everybody? All right, and like y'all say, keep our eyes on well-off media, because when we get these goofy rumors out here, I'm sure well-off media will come to the conclusions that this is bullshit, what's been put out there about my brothers, my father, all that sort of stuff. Well-off media, baby. Let me go back in here because I'm getting ready to end the spring. We got my man PGH Big Dog. What's going on? The Pac-12 was loaded last year. Big 12 will not be as strong. Let's go Buffs. Okay. Slap Happy says that CU will be 5-6 wins. Okay. The season hasn't started, but I'm not going for the predictions right now. No matter what, Colorado Buffs is in the history books with 2 Yellow Jackets on the same team. Facts. Hey, out of my mind. Slap Happy, 4 and 5 wins. How? Please explain based on right. Hey, no, look. That's why I know I was smart to make you a mod. Out of my mind. Thank you for coming over and adding logic to the nonsense. He said this to Slap Happy. 4 and 5 wins. How? Please explain based on football rationale. See? Logic. See, this is what we're talking about the people that hate. People who come out with these people who come out and they say, oh, they're gonna be 1-11, they're gonna be 5-5, these are just people that are making these predictions because they really don't want to see Coach Prime, the players, and CU be successful. Let's just keep it Slap Happy. Let's just be honest. You do not want to see them be successful. Because when he was at Jackson State and he turned that program around, were you around to say all these things about Coach Prime and how many games he was going to win when he was coaching in the HBCU? I bet you were nowhere in the picture. That's why I'm saying a lot of these people, ladies and gentlemen, are Johnny come lately. Because when he was at Jackson State, I'm sure you weren't in anybody's chat rooms when he was at Jackson State saying, oh, Jackson State's only going to go 5-4. You wasn't saying that because he was winning. So when he was winning, you ain't got nothing to say. So now you got everything to say now because in your mind you're saying he's in the Power 5 and I want him to lose, so that you can run around YouTube, go into people's chat room and spread your trolling. This is what this is all about. Thank you for a view tonight, though. I appreciate you coming over here and giving me a view. I love that. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification too, Slap Happy, and make sure you like the video. All right, let's get serious now. Miss Thomas has come over and she says, I like that one. Johnny's come lately. Hey, I'm old school. Hey, I may not look it, but I'm 54 years old. You don't hear people use that term much unless they are Gen Xer or they're a Gen Xer or they are a baby boomer, right? So I have these little sayings that I say that come from a long time ago. But yeah, Johnny come lately. Right. Let me see what my man Houston is saying right here. He says, I smell racism, but it's what it is. Right. We know what's going on. We know, hey, brother Houston, we know what's really going on. Let me see. They said Harmon is going to commit to Oregon. Okay. Well, I hope that he changes his mind, right? But I was just, we're all hoping it would be, if we get, look. If he changes his mind, now he did show up and attend, I believe, the spring game. And if he changes his mind and we get someone like Derek Harmon on top of what we already have, game is going to be over. And then, of course, the haters won't have anything to say because they only have something to say when things don't go in our favor, right? Then they want to have something to say. Let's see. Slap Happy says, Harmon did commit, so you're not up to date. So he committed. Okay, I'm not up to date. Well, check this out. I said, I hope that he changed his mind, but he's going to, because you know what? Check this out, Slap Happy, because I'm going to have the last laugh right now. Because this is the same thing that you haters say to us when we get prospects that commit. They're not really completely committed until they sign the letter of intent and they enroll in the school. So I was right after all. Derek Harmon could change his mind unless he's already signed with Oregon and he's already enrolled in the school and packed his bags and on his way to Eugene, Oregon. Until then, anything could change, because that's the same thing that you haters will say to us when we get excited about people that's committed, that said that they're going to commit to our program. You guys would come in the chat room and say the same thing. Oh, he ain't signed yet. Oh, he hasn't enrolled yet. He ain't there in the fall yet. Y'all would say the same thing to us when we get excited about prospects that are saying that they're coming to us. You would say the same thing as a counter to our happiness about it, because you're a troll. Thank you, Jameer. Thank you. Jameer G says he did not sign. Thank you. That's the point I was trying to make, because that's what the haters say to us when we get excited over a prospect that is committed to coming to see you. They will say to us as a counter, hey, but he hasn't signed yet. See? So I gave him his own medicine, y'all. I gave him his own medicine. See, this is the thing. I'm going to let y'all know I'm old school. These trolls come over here and y'all want to get into back and forth conversation. I know how to, hey, I'm black. I grew up black. I know how to play the dozens. So if you want to go back and forth and go tit for tat, you'll never win with me. I'm pretty damn good at playing the dozens. And black folks in the chat room, y'all know what the dozens is. Okay? Y'all know. Uniform war. Oh, fact. Hey, thanks a lot out of my mind. Everybody, look, I've had a great time talking about the new prospects that are possibly coming in tonight. I've had a great time talking to you all, reading your comments, and even joking around with trolls and things of that nature. But I got to get out of here. I've got some things I got to do tonight. And I really appreciate you all. Once again, I'll be going live again. Maybe if I have the time, I can do a Sunday program and maybe have people on a panel. We'll figure this whole thing out. There's a lot more time before the season. Even the fall camp starts. We got some time before, there's a lot that's going to be happening. Fall camps, and we still got to get through the summer. So a lot can happen. And that's why I'm saying that keep this in mind. You can have players that change their mind and transfer other places, and then we get other players that come in when guys change their mind. That's just the nature of the beast. And the trolls, y'all can just keep trolling, because those of us watching this channel tonight and those of us who love football and have been following football for a long time, we understand how this works. So thank you, Alicia. Thank you, KC77. Put those sevens in the chat room, everybody. Hey, do me the biggest favor. Share this video on your Facebook, your social media, whatever media. Put it in your community tab if you're a content creator. Let people know about the channel. And I want to shout out all the other content creators out there, because we're all collaborating and working together. There's no haterade over here. I appreciate all of them. We all bring a different perspective to CU and Coach Prime and the players. So what's great about what we're doing on social media is that all of you wonderful people in the chat room watching is that you go to different channels and you're able to get different perspectives and different flavors of how we present the content. But at the end of the day, we want these young men to be successful. I'm going to say this again. This is what's despicable about the haters. Why would they hate? Don't you want young men in college to be successful? Why would you want them to lose? Why would you want to hate on the program? Because I'm going to say it again, by doing that, you actually want young people to fail, in my opinion. Or you want these young people on this football team to fail. And guess what? I'm not a subscriber of trying to wish young people on a football team and in college to fail. That's just terrible that people think that way, that you are happy to laugh when they have failures. But even though we know that in life you are going to have some failures, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. I also want to say this before I end tonight. I'm hearing rumors that Kamani McLean, did he sign with Miami? There's teams that I guess are courting him or that he's interested in. I don't know. I wish him the best, his mother the best, no matter what is being said negatively, that's been put out there on social media, if that's in fact the truth. I want them to be successful. I want Kamani McLean to be successful. But I want to lay something on you all tonight. I want y'all to hear what I'm about to say. This is very important. This is for all young players, young athletes, and young students, and young people in general out there, all of us. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes your talents can take you to places that your mind is not ready for. I'm going to say it again. Sometimes you can be a very talented and gifted person, but you may not be ready mentally for where your talents take you to. And that's the Achilles heel that we all must fight. Everybody have a great night. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Here we go.
Knees on the line now, gotta get the high ground. Take a step and get sniped down. Who's got the highest price? Who's got the ruby eye? You know everyone has a price. Who's got the sharpest knife? Picking that diamond mines, keep a short leash on them dogs. On my goonies, they never die. My Valentines follow the dollar signs, hard to not compromise. When you never had shit to begin with, picking up tricks in the interest. Rather get rich in the trenches. Man, I'm talking big business, where the morals are smaller than inches. Get hip to the system or sleep with the fishes. Outsmart the vindictive, don't become a whole lot of pirates. Looking for high risk, searching for idols, see through your iris. No fooling a giant, for the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough.
That's why you gotta look for yourself. Do not live your life on another man's word. Open up these books for yourself. You will get shook by the truth too. Start to see crooks by the buku. Connections unseen like the Bluetooth or the Wi-Fi. Found facts that I can't deny. I had to change my eyes.
They made that decision on their own. I don't feel like that messes up the chemistry because, of course, we're bummed about it. But, whatever 11 players is out there, we're going to make the most of it. So if they got to do what's best for them, that's what's best for them. And the guys that's coming in, they already know. I tell them straight up, like, what the mentality is. It's no jealousy. It's no anything in the locker room because I'll separate it. And the moment, it's that, then I have a problem and everybody else have the problem. And the leaders of the team have the problem with that player. And then it just infects the whole team. So we try to get all those guys out.
Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Whole lot of pirates, whole lot of pirates, looking for high risk, searching for idols, see through your iris. No fooling a giant, for the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough. I've been searching my soul, looking for diamonds of gold, thinking how far does it go? Can I buy love at a store? Really, how much are they running me for? They conning for more, look, I can see the greed in their eyes now, trying to show the teeth when they lie, but I would never lie down. Enemies on the line now, gotta get the high ground. Take a step and get sniped down. Who's got the highest price? Who's got the ruby eye? You know everyone has a price. Who's got the sharpest knife? Picking that diamond mines, keep a short leash on them dogs. On my goonies, they never die. My Valentines follow the dollar signs, hard to not compromise. When you never had shit to begin with, picking up tricks in the interest. Rather get rich in the trenches. Man, I'm talking big business, where the more Norms are smaller than inches. Get hip to the system or sleep with the fishes. Outsmart the vindictive, don't become a whole lot of pirates. Looking for high risk, searching for idols. See Theo Iris, no fooling the giant. Feel the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough.
That's why you gotta look for yourself. Do not live your life on another man's word. Open up these books for yourself. You will get shook by the truth too. Start to see crooks by the buku. Connections unseen like the Bluetooth or the Wi-Fi. Found facts that I can't deny. I had to change my eye, which is a fancy way of saying nigga switch perspective. No auto-tune, found my pitch perfected. Figured why a nigga felt so disconnected. Introspective questions answered with deflections. In the mirror, no reflections. Was severely misdirected. And then that shit gets dismissed from recollection when I'm sky high. We can shoot the breeze, no drive-by. I be Drew Brees with the knowledge I've arrived by. Kobe system shooter, keep it Raja. Bear with me, bear with me, grow with me, share with me.
A whole lot of pirates, looking for high risk, searching for idols. See Theo Iris, no fooling the giant. Feel the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough.
Thank you.
Tell the truth.